Well, here we are. Been a very exciting day trying to organize a new phone and swap information from one place to another. And you know the way we don't like to reach out for help. Well, reached out for help and just an amazing gentleman, Lecker, um, was so patient, so good. And now I have a new phone. Very excited to ring this girlfriend who's always saying, "Oh, your phone, your phone." And I said, "Not anymore. New phone." It dropped out. Sometimes you can do all you can and it doesn't always work. So there we go. So, hi Anne, how you doing? Be busy typing up your notes. No, you've probably had a very big day today. So thank you for being here. So I just wanted to go a little bit over what the feeling is for this week, and it's very much about the collective. Hi, Kerry. Hi, Jen. And it's about there's a lot of transformation happening, there's a lot of restlessness happening, and it's asking you to step up to be the leader. And it could be the leader at work, but it's definitely the leader within yourself. And there's this very big push for everyone thank you, Kerry, who want to have that independence. We're really, the flavor this week is about, but at the same time, not only is it independence, it's it's looking back. I'm doing this. It's looking back at, I would love to have done this. I wish I'd have done this. So it's looking at what haven't you done that you think, hi Joe, hi Sylvia, that you feel that maybe you should do it before it's too late. So it's looking a little bit at regrets. It's looking a little bit about dreams that we left behind, maybe because we got married, we had family or hectic job or whatever was happening. And it's really being discerning. I remember many, many years ago, I had a client, I lived in Kings Langley, and she came to me for many years. And she really wanted to have this job as a manager. And we were doing everything we can. I was helping her with training, doing all sorts of things. And finally, she came. And in this time, she got married, she'd had a baby. And she said, "I've been offered the job, but I can't understand why I'm hesitant." I said, "Yeah, but when you started, you weren't married and you definitely didn't have a baby." So I said, your whole circumstances changed. And now time, not status, and time with your family and for yourself. And I said, "Would it be a very big pay rise?" And she said, "No." I said, "Well, maybe, um, take the compliment that they feel that you're ready for it, but maybe your circumstances have changed." So looking at old dreams, um, I'm going to share one with you. I know it's only just us, so this is good. I always wanted to have a little farm, and I wanted to grow my veggies, be out there in my wellies, and the all weather coat and feeding the chickens and stroking the horses and the whole thing. I'm thinking maybe I've left it too late. And I shared this with Kerry. Kerry and I got together and we had about 4 hours. We had the best time. We watched a movie, we had dinner together. I'm hoping I can do that with each one of you as we go along. And yeah, I thought maybe I could do house sitting. So I looked it up, small farm, and there was a farm. 3 weeks, 4 dogs, chickens, horses, mm, ducks, parrots, and 20 other animals. I don't know what the other means. That sounds a bit exciting to me. Oh, 4 dogs. I think the partridge in a pear tree too. So I'm thinking I would be exhausted if I went and did that. But I'm still tempted, just to get it out my system. And so that would be a safe way to tick something off my bucket list and fulfill a dream, whilst being able at the end to come home and probably have a sleep for a week looking after all the animals. But gosh, I think that would be so much fun. But it's coming up very quickly. So I will see if they've got anybody, and if they haven't, maybe they'd be desperate enough to take me. But they've got to take Bella too, because I'm sure she would love it. Anyway, on to you guys. See what dreams that you've had that you haven't done. Is there a different way you could do it? So to me, that would be a different way. I can still experience it without owning the farm and being able to come home and have a rest. So it's very much this week is about asking you to look. It's quite pushy week. So don't rush into anything. Just know that the way the planets are and the energies are, it's a bit pushy. So be discerning. You grew up on a farm. Ooh, jealous, Sylvia. There you go. But we did have access to a farm when the kids were growing up, and it was just wonderful that they had that dual life, the city and the farm. Absolutely wonderful. And you may have this feeling of starting afresh, and sometimes you have to keep going what you've got as you transition into starting fresh. So this is what the planets are doing. Um, So, oh, I've got a new phone. I'm not sure I know how to switch it off. So hang on a sec now. Let me just take that down and message it to. I think I've done it. Oh, posh case. It's only that color so I can find it. Um, so yeah, great week, great for leadership. And there's also this thing about fast communication, and we have, in a way, fast communication. We've all just logged on, and here we are together. How good is that? I still want to give you each a hug. I'm still hoping that we can do a cruise together. I mean, Anne is still coming on, so she must have survived me. And we did have a lot of fun. Okay, let's get into the cards. Let's see what's happening. I've got the tea leaves ready. And I've just done a mushroom, onion, spinach, ground walnut mix with a poached egg on top. So there we go. Nice and healthy. Right. Oh, look at this. Look at the card that's come out. A quest. So we're all on a quest. We're all on a quest to tidy up what's been left behind. That's what I feel. It's the perfect card for what we've been talking about. And if you want to pop anything in the comments, something that you'd love to do, have you been inspired to do it differently? Um, I can remember when I was like 15 and 16 and wanted to go and live in a different country every 6 months. I was going to be, excuse me, an au pair girl, because that's what you did in those days. Um, so now, I don't know if the kids remember, but we used to have theme nights. We'd do Italian, and I get the Chianti and then have a tiny little drop, and we do the spaghetti and have the picture of Italy, and we didn't talk Italian, but we tried to get the essence of it. So maybe I'll start doing that. I'll have theme nights and invite people for dinner. Right, what's the next card? Balance. Maybe not too many people for dinner. So I can get a bit obsessive. The other morning I was on a research project, the other night, and I didn't go to bed till 3:30 in the morning, but it was so exciting. Like the information, and then I kept thinking another question, and then I dived down that one. Totally satisfied, but totally shattered the next day. But the information will be far reaching, and that's always my goal. So here, balance, and I don't quite believe in balance. Because look how static the poor guy is. He's not really going anywhere, is it? And I mean, the people down below don't look exactly thrilled. So to me, it's more clever juggling. You need to do this on the, oh, maybe you can do this project, or maybe you have to put that one down and go back to those. So I don't think it's really balancing life balance. I think it's life juggling everything, but making sure that you do full focus when you're doing whatever it is you've decided to do. If you're going to be with the kids, be with your kids. If you're going to do some study, study. If you're going to be with a friend for coffee, really enjoy it. I was extremely naughty today. Um, there was a project that a neighbour and I have been working on, not very successfully, but anyway, they came to fruition. And the reward was a latte. Now, that's sort of pretty good. But it was the two donuts that did me in. I haven't had them for years. Oh, goodness me. I can understand why two was only just enough. All that sugar and oh. Anyway, I'm not supposed to eat anything like that. I tell people not to eat that. So there you go. I'm not exactly, you know, perfect anyway. Right. And Kerry knows that she was here last night. So wearing the same colours as me. This must be good. Perseverance. I also, this matches with resilience. I don't like it when somebody says I'm strong. I try really hard not to say that to women. Oh, you're so strong. We don't want to be strong, but we are resilient and we do persevere. We're amazing. I mean, to think that we have one baby and goodness me, we then have two. I don't know. We sort of forget what that pain is. All right. So here, this is about perseverance. So if there is something that you want to do, and look, it's like she's detaching from wings. In this case, I'm going to say airy fairy stuff, and she's got a bit of support there. She's got someone that has got their arm around her, saying, "You know what? You can do this." And that's why I like to think I am to you. You can do this. Maybe not in the way you think you're going to do it, but you can definitely do it. Okay. Right. I had a friend that was doing house sitting, and one house sitting let him down. It was 2 days. It was too short a notice. He wasn't going to get anything for 2 days. Um, had invested so much money into his fuel that he didn't have anything left because he thought the next day he was going to a house. So he joined one of those free weeks as a gym, and so he could have a hot shower and be in the gym for a while. He went to the library and snuggled up and slept in his car for 2 days. So there's don't recommend that, and I'm not decrying anything about the homeless. My son, my eldest one, actually did the sleep out. If you're on LinkedIn, and there's a picture of Casey on there doing his sleep out. So he said it was very, very humbling and very cold. Okay, this one here, sometimes we're impatient. We really want something to happen today. Um, I do believe in patience, but I believe in knowing what the end goal is, having some sort of date that you're aiming for. Otherwise, it's just a dream if you don't have that date. And just checking in. And sometimes with impatience, is there something else you can do towards the goal? Is it like a watch pot never boils? Can you let it sort of simmer a bit, or get to a certain stage, but maybe go and do something else? I've got to tell you about my earrings. And whether you can see, it's like this lovely half moon. And I got it from, is it Lavisia? You girls would know. And they were $25 for this pair, but one was a star and one was a half moon. I thought, oh no, I want a pair, but they're on special for $5 each. So I bought two. So I've put them on tonight, but this moon goes that way, and that moon goes this way. So they don't really match. Anyway, I'm happy. It's a talking point, isn't it? Barb with a non-matching, sort of matching earrings. All right, we're going to do one more pack of cards here, and then we're going to go on to the tea leaves. I'm hoping all you girls and boys and the people on the replay are going to have such a super week. And, message me if something really super duper is happening for you. I would love to hear it. Right, what card have we got here? Ooh, we got the dragon. I think we've had the dragon before. And this one here is Cosmic Chi. Now, remember, I started off, it's about the collective, it's about what's happening to all of us and the way the planets are at the moment. We're digging out the truth, we're looking, unearthing old dreams. So there's cosmic energy around us, and there's a force of nature where we are definitely getting that in the storms and the lightning. I filled up my flask with hot water last night. So I could have a cup of tea this morning if I needed. And I got my trusty matches and candles out. Never happened, but I was ready. Okay. Yes, looks awesome. Why match, Bob? I often do wear non-matching ears. Oh, Sylvia, you're such a devil. Um, I might just put the odd ones on next time. Okay. So the dragon has mystical power. I love those movies, Train Your Dragon and all that sort of stuff. Love all that. And it also is powerful against negative energies, and we definitely need that. I really love you too. One of my coaches, I have several coaches, and she's always saying, don't forget to check yourself before you go out. Check your energy, seal your energy. I do sometimes forget. But as I've got happier and happier and more content, it's taken a long time, by the way. And again, like everybody else, it doesn't stay. But it's like when I hear something negative, it tends to roll off a bit like Teflon. But if I'm feeling a bit wobbly myself, it's almost like, ooh, it sort of adds to what I've got. So, having thoughts of the dragon is a great idea. Okay. And this one here is asking you to look for your dramatic courage, to do something quite outside the square, outside the box, that is going to be good for you, obviously. And to connect, oh, hi, Tanya, to connect to your inner dragon, your inner power. And this will tend to give you some luck and empowerment. So I really like that card. We're going to do one more card here, then we're going to read the tea leaves. This is about the bee. And of course, the bees, as you know, we have the queen bee and we have all the working bees. And this is a same. We started off talking about the collective, and here we are, the bee is a team player. But it's also a protector, super necessary on the planet, as we know. And they're friends, they're not pests. We have to remember that. And here it says, you are, each one of us, we're on a mission right now to help save the planet in tiny ways that we can. There's definitely a theme with the orange here, isn't it? The orange to me, yellow is the intellect and the red is the passion, and it's matching those two together. And to me, the bees are very clever how they're structured and how they work. And it's also about home, belonging, um, having that one goal. And the one goal is to be the best that we can each day, whatever that best is. It may be your 85% for the next 2 days is your best. Therefore, look after yourself and take a little bit of time out. And some days it might be only 40%, but you're being the best version that you can be on that day. No beating yourself up. There's a whole queue of people that will do that for you. Okay, we're going to go on to the tea leaves, and then we're going to do ooh, let's see, we've got something right at the bottom. Oh, I can't wait to read that. Let's see what this says. Right. Oh, what's at the bottom there? I better stick to the top. So this looks a little bit like New Zealand in the cup here. More like maybe the South Island. So if you know anyone living in the South Island of New Zealand, there just seems to be, and I would imagine it's pretty darn cold, down the south there. But there's like some sort of extra cool weather coming to them there, so we might hear about that. Um, and of course, it's an island surrounded by water that looks a little bit like extra flooding there. So hoping that they're super aware, which I'm sure they are. Love New Zealand. So, so beautiful. Okay, there's quite a bit of like water coming out here, so there's some upsets happening. And like I started off tonight, there's a real push with communication. It's fast, and when you have fast communication, particularly if you're saying it fast, people may not understand. You may say things too quickly. Maybe you're talking it out and you haven't gauge the atmosphere or whatever it is that you're doing. So just watch that because it's like I've got two people standing in front of each other here, and it's almost like they're competing in who's right. Um, I'd love you to think of when you have a discussion is trying to figure out what their point of view is, because that will help you to stay calm. They say, that's not right. You go, okay, so tell me about your point of view. Like, what is it that you value differently to me? So I can understand why you're thinking that way. And you'd be quite surprised. Um, I love asking those questions because when they're arguing, I think, gosh, they must know something I don't, and I want to know what it is. So that's one way of doing it. We've got a massive five in here, and this to me is 5 weeks. Now let me see if I can get it. If you can see that five, I think you might be able to see that five there. So this is the position that it's in. It could be 5 months. It's a bit short of that. I think it's 5 weeks. And I feel as though either someone's doing um, a deep dive spiritually, but it's like there's this beginning of extra awakening. I feel we're all pretty awake here. We're all doing our own thing. Tanya loves nature. Sylvia's into everything. Carrie's very spiritual. Let me just say, oh, I've got pop-ups happening now. Oh, and another one. Please go away. Let me say, and Joe, creative, Carrie, Jen, creative too, spiritual, Anne's busy typing notes, and she's all of those things, and you're all gorgeous. So this is this extra connection for us. And I was talking to Kerry about the group. As I say, she was here with me yesterday. And we were saying what a gorgeous feeling it is when we're together. And, we matter to each other. And I think that's super important. So just watch out for those realizations um, that will be coming. Now, this here is something big. Looks a bit like a person. And they're upside down, like their feet are in the air. It's like, yeah, maybe justice has caught up with them. I know a few of us can relate to that. We've had people and things that have happened in our lives, and we've gone, oh, one day. I think that might be coming before the end of the year. There is someone who thinks that they're big and powerful, and whether it's somebody we know personally or somebody we know who thinks they're big and powerful, there seems to be a bit of a fall coming, and that's within about the next 6 months. So maybe we need to watch the news for that one. I wonder who that could be. Anyway, we can watch out to see what's going on there. Now I've got a Cancerian here. I'm a Cancerian. I think there might be a few of you that are Cancerians, but I've also got a Scorpio. And it's like this Scorpio and this Cancerian are making music together, but I feel it's more like business music. It's more like a project than romantic. So if you know someone who's a Scorpio, have we got any Scorpios in the group here? There's like joint projects towards the end of the year. People definitely coming together. Oh, it's saying I've got a new comment. Let me see what we've got going on here, Tanya. Mum's here in a month's time, first time without Dan. Oh, okay. Going to have a coincidence. Right. Okay. That definitely could be it. So, as I say, few tears in the bottom there, but when things are moving fast, we can get frustrated to the point of tears. Oh, hi, Sharon. Okay. And there's the letter H in here. We don't have an H, do we? There's H in Sharon, but we Sylvia and Kerry, and we don't seem to have. Sharon's a Scorpio. Ooh, there you go. Okay. Well, there's coming together here for projects. Yeah. Ooh, there's an engagement ring here, or three-quarters of a ring. So it's on its way. And there's actually literally the word hair in here. Hair. I mean, I'm waiting for mine to grow, but that's really interesting. You know, there's the play called Hair, isn't there? So I don't know whether that's coming or whatever is happening, but it's written in fancy letters, as clear as anything in the teacup. So there we go. Not unless someone is, I'm on the cusp of Scorpio. Maybe another cruise. Yes, Anne, there you go. She still loves me. Okay, so we now are going to do the meditation. I would love you to relax and just take this beautiful time. We've got 5 minutes left for this meditation. And just close your eyes, and on the next breath, just say to yourself, I am here. I am here. And on the next breath, just imagine that white light coming down the back of your head, down the back of your scalp, across your shoulders, down the left arm, right down to your fingers, and that arm feeling just a little bit heavy as it relaxes and lets go. And then down the right arm, past the elbow to the fingers, into the hands. And then relaxing those large muscles across your back in the shoulders. They do so much work for you. And just let that relaxation go down your spine, down into your hips, into your bottom, the back of the legs, back of the knees, the calves, into the heels and underneath the feet, and feeling like energy is just gently grounding you, just making you feel amazing. And then seeing that white light go over your forehead, all the wrinkles going over the eyes, relaxing the eyeballs and the sockets, letting the jaw drop a little and so the tongue can relax. Gently caressing the throat and into the chest, and putting both hands on the chest over the heart area and giving your heart a little pair of lungs all of its own. And it's so appreciative. It can breathe. It can release. It can let go. It can surrender for a few minutes. No demands right now. And letting that white light go over the major organs, down the thighs, the knees, the shins, into the toes and into the floor, being again anchored and feeling grounded, being able to move at will, of course, but being anchored. And as you do that, I want you to get a sense of floating deep, deep down inside yourself. And as you do that, feel yourself relaxing.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm afraid you have no comments. You lost me.
so just relax, float down deep inside. And as you're floating down, 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 come across your sanctuary door. Just with your presence, your frequency, the door opens. And you step inside to a magnificent space. It's beautiful. There's everything you need to make you feel secure, nurtured, and loved. The door closes behind you. It's quiet. It's where your deep essence lives, your higher self. But what we all have in front of us is the healing bed. And so I invite you to lie down on your healing bed. And you just sink into it, you let go. And as you do, the pink mist arrives, and you just know it's loving and caring and healing, natural and nourishing. And as it begins to wind its way gently over your body, it's looking for cells. It's able to go inside and scoop up any cells that are not working, that are tired, that have had enough. And the pinkness scoops them up and replaces them with gorgeous, young, vibrant cells. And your immune is excited because this is support, this is love, this is caring, this is you giving to you. And as the pink mist scans your body, replacing cells, lingering where there may be pain or discomfort or tiredness, acknowledging you, respecting you, caring for you, you feel yourself just deeply relaxed. And as you do, as this pink mist gets to your feet, there is a sense that there is a presence with you. And as you open your eyes, there is this wonderful light. And in the light, you can make out the shape of your higher self, a spirit, a soul, an angel. And this is offering you words of encouragement and support and reminding you to come to this place more often, to settle yourself. And of course, when you do, this presence reminds you, it boosts your immune, it calms your nervous system, it allows healing to take place. And just have a moment or two with this higher self, this angel. And maybe there's a message for you, something that will help you this week. And just feel the pink mist finishing its job and that beautiful white light beginning to recede. And you, on your next breath, stand up from your healing bed and make your way towards the door. And as you get closer, just with your presence, your frequency, the door opens. And as you step through, feeling more gentle with yourself, more relaxed, the door closes and you begin to float back up on the 7th of July, feeling more relaxed and refreshed than when we first started. And so open your eyes and welcome back. And I truly hope that that was of some benefit to you. And I really appreciate you being here. Always makes my night when you girls turn up. And it's always wonderful to see you saying hello to each other and interacting with each other. And Tanya is saying that her daughter Chloe can't stop listening to her. Well, there you go. Maybe that's the connection. Maybe it's for you, Tanya. Even though it drives her nuts, it's her time together and they sing together. That is gorgeous. I think every one of us just love that for you, Tanya. Special times won't always be there, so take it while you can get it. So, gorgeous people, have a wonderful week. Please take care of yourself. I will see you again on Friday. Do hope you can come along. Know that I care. Know that I love you all. Look after yourself. Okay. Look after yourselves. Bye bye. Thanks for coming.